Torah tzivalanu Moshe Morasha Kehilat Yaakov. The Torah, commanded to us through Moses, has become the most precious inheritance of the Jewish people. Jack, we are taught that all of Jewish tradition is one long and very special chain that extends all the way back to Mount Sinai. The first link in that chain was made when God took Torah and handed it to Moses. Moses took that Torah and handed it to Joshua, his successor, who then brought it to the leaders of the people. The leaders embraced the Torah, and they handed it on to the prophets, who cried its words out loud. The members of the Anshe Knesset HaGedolah, the members of the Great Assembly, they heard those words, they embraced the Torah, and in turn, they handed it on to the rabbis. Generation after generation, they taught our people how to step inside of the sacred text so that we might discover holiness and sacred meaning in our lives. Jack, on this day that you become a Bar Mitzvah, 2,000 years after that first generation of rabbis, you are the newest link in that long and very special chain. Extending the generations of our people are your grandparents, symbolizing your grandparents' generation, your mom and dad, and then Torah is going to come to you. And Izzy is just here to support. As Torah is passed from one generation to the next, we hope that one day you too will take Torah and pass it on to the generation that follows yours. In this scroll is the secret of our people's life from Sinai until now. Its teaching is love and justice, goodness and hope. Freedom is its gift to all who treasure it.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo. Romenu Adonai Eloheinu, Meishtachavu Lecha Kodsho. Romenu Adonai Eloheinu, Meishtachavu Lecha Kodsho. Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romenu. Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romenu. Romenu Adonai Eloheinu, Meishtachavu Lecha Kodsho. Romenu Adonai Eloheinu, Meishtachavu Lecha Kodsho. Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romenu. Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romenu.
Shabbat Shalom. Each week, we step into the words of Torah. When our rabbis created our services, they did so with two special parts. One part of our service certainly is prayer, and it is during prayer that we speak to God. And according to our rabbis, whenever it is that we study sacred text and we gain added insight into our lives, we believe that God is in some way speaking to us. This week's Torah portion is a portion called Bereshit, in the beginning. It is the very first Torah portion of the very first book of the Torah. And while it is that we read the Torah week after week, we see ourselves as the children of Israel are ultimately on their journey towards promise. The parallel is we're invited to consider that we too are on a life's journey, striving to grow as people, striving to make our lives better, to achieve the promise that we know is our own, and in some way to reach out to others to help our world to become the world that we know that it ought to be. The first part of our Torah service is reading from the text itself. You can follow along using the Torah text sheet that you received when you came in. We're going to be reading from Genesis 1, chapter 1 and following, and in a few moments, Jack is going to help us understand how it is that ancient text speaks to our very contemporary lives. For our first Aliyah, it's my honor to invite Diane and Chuck Adelson to return to the Bima to ascend to the reading of Torah.
Amen. Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz ve'ha'aretz hayta tohu va'bohu v'choshech al-pnei ve'ruach Elohim merachefet al pnei hamayim vayomer Elohim Vayar Elohim et ha'or tov vayabdel Elohim ben ha'or u'ben ha'choshech vayikra Elohim va'or yom ve'choshech ka'layla vayhi erev vayivoker yom echad.
For our next Aliyah, it's my honor to invite Mom and Dad, Nina and Mark, to ascend to the reading of Torah. Baruch Adonai HaMorach Le'olam Va'ed.
ובין המים אשר מעל הרקיע ויקרא אלוהים לרקיע שמיים ויהי ערב ויהי בוקר יום שני.
Not yet. For our final aliyah, it's my honor, Jack, to invite you to ascend to the reading of Torah.
Yamod, 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 Yaakov ben Moshe v'Nechama, Habachor habar mitzvah.
Baruch et Adonai habarach.
Baruch Adonai habarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai habarach. Baruch Adonai habarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה. אמן. ויאמר אלוהים יקבעו המים מתחת השמיים אל מקום אחד ותראה היבשה ויקרא אלוהים ליבשה ארץ ולחושך ולקווי המים קרא ימים וירא אלוהים כי טוב. ויאמר אלוהים כאשר הארץ דשא עשב מזריע זרע עץ פרי עושה פרי אמינו אשר זרעו הארץ ויחי ותוצא הארץ דשא עשב מזריע זרע אמינו ועץ עושה פרי אמינו אשר זרעו נגו וירא אלוהים כי טוב. ויהי ערב ויהי בוקר יום שלישי. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת והיה היום העם נטע בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה. אמן.
In the Jewish tradition, the prayer of gratitude is a prayer called to Shehachianu. And translated, it just means this. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, for giving us life, for sustaining us, and for enabling us to reach this special time.
Baruch